Okay, today we're going to be looking at making a texture factory within Maya. So first off, let's establish a ground plane. Six on the keyboard. So I'm going to develop first a complex shader. I would highly suggest, playing around with this a little bit. You can develop millions, I want to say millions of different kinds of textures within Maya. And the idea here is, not every day you run into a material. Like, okay, seriously, I live in Michigan and we have some snow right now. If I need to go outside and take a picture of some kind of distressed rock or something like that, yeah, it's going to be a cold day to do that. So what I'm going to do is formulate something in here to make my own kind of texture based upon noise and the different kind of shaders. So we're going to look at copper-ish type of metal with some crater effect on it. Okay, so to get started, we need three things. So this is a not too complex shader, but complex enough. Maya, I need a Lambert. 3D textures, I need a crater. So let me organize this as these come in. And I can wheel mouse out to get, so I can see all of them. And then under mental ray, I need an MIA material. Okay, well here's the secret. The MIA material is an awesome material. It can be a lot of things. It could be copper, glass, ceramic, you name it, it's there. Now the problem with it, however, is there's not really too much as far as bump going on here. So if I wanted to create a bumpy copper, I couldn't do that. It'd take me a while. But the Lambert can do that. So like here, for instance, if I middle mouse button click and drag from the brightly colored blue picture of crater over to bump map, I now have a distressed Lambert. Okay, so let's put this here. And you can see I have this. And the rabbit hole gets a lot bigger once I click here and show you that you can change these to anything. Okay, like here's Shaker, for instance. Shaker just kind of randomly makes this stuff mix up. The red, blue, green, really you can kind of keep it the way it is, or you can put light gray, mid gray, and dark gray in there. Bump map already understands only black and white values anyway, so it converts it over to black and white. I have frequency, so I can make this a little more frequency. If this was light gray, mid gray, and dark gray, I have a lot more play over the fact that I can adjust these to a great deal of surface depths. So you can see now I'm getting a lot more surface depth there. I can even plateau it. Now to find this kind of texture out in the world, really here would be kind of hard. Now, this box, if I scale it larger, I I get this, and if I scale it in, I get this. So if you need the texture to be so, I don't know, on the surface type of texture, you can scale it in real quick and then use this as a wrapping texture. And I mean it, this would wrap. Alright, I'm going to leave it right about here because I like that look. And then I'm going to take this and add it to the color of it. The minute I do that, it's going to look all mess up. Because mental ray materials can't formulate real time, so it's going to mess up within the engine. And the only way to actually see it is going to this mental ray. I'm going to take the quality to production. And I like turning on the final gather attribute here. So let's just see what we have right out of the box. Okay. Kind of dark where I can't see the background correlating to it, so we're going to make a render sphere. All a render sphere is a giant sphere with its ambient properties turned up. And you can see now we have a distressed kind of copper look. Now the spectral highlight on this thing, you know, I want to kind of have that go all the way through. That's why I've chosen a plane, because if I went to render this on a ball, the spectral highlight would only be in one area. So to make the spectral a little bit stronger, what I could do is just throw in a directional light and point it at an angle on the surface. Looks like I need a much better angle, so I'm gonna go like that, see what that does. And I forgot this is an actual bump map, so it can't calculate normals at an angle. So let's see if I point it straight down, what'll happen. There we go. Yeah. So if it was a tangent space normal map, it would actually calculate for angles. But since it's just a regular normal map, it can't handle angles. Very good. That's exactly what I want. I'll make that a little tighter. And if I ever want to, the bump map can be upped or down corresponding to bump depth. So we usually generally don't go above 1 because it gets a little messy at times. And it becomes very, very, very contrasty. In this case, however, you know, I really do want to ramp it up a little bit. So you can see now I'm getting those cool dips in here. Alright, so now that I have my material all set up, I got my render area, I got my light. In the next video I want to show you how to transmute this over to a texture and then apply that texture to an object.